This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Hey all, JTOWN here. I've got an exciting video today. We are live in the test server for the new content for Summoner's Glory that's supposedly going to be launching just before Christmas. We're on a private test server provided by Lionstale, aka BMG. There are about 20 of us on this server, including folks like myself, Higher Standard, Dan Heilman, Joey B, Gru over from Server 4, Angela. We've got Taco in here. Lust for Kills has come back, my old friend. So there's a good number of us, a little under 20, that are really just digging in here, trying out the new content, just checking it out, and it really looks good. I'm so excited to show you guys this stuff. I'll try to make this video as brief as I can, just to give you an idea. Remember, everything that I'm going to show you here is still just a test. It could be changed, and changes have been made since the test began. We're only at the end of day 2. And they've been responding to our feedback and making changes within minutes and hours. It's actually been incredible. I'm so stoked for this game's coming back. I have full faith in the relationship between the devs and the publishers now. It's really looking good. You're gonna love it. If you come back, if you love SG, I have nothing but positive things to say going forward. I don't want to say negative things because those things are being found out in testing. So if you can fix it, is it really a problem? Not in my opinion. But let's dig in. So when you log in, your current character is going to have a different level right up here. If you were higher than level 190 going into 210 the last expansion, now if you're 210 and you've been playing and you have that stored XP, it's going to translate into a new level of which the cap is 600. So when I logged in, I was in the high 420s. And then through playing the game, I've leveled up to just under 440. So monsters in some of the higher levels are going to scale to your character's level. Not necessarily your stats, just your character's level. And your character is a much bigger portion of the stats. So let's go and take a look at my character here. You can see these numbers are a lot different. So your character is not only going to be a giant stat stick for the inheritance to your phantoms, but he's also going to do a hell of a lot of damage. Right, look at that. Now compare that to your own numbers on your own weapon. It's night and day. Okay, so yeah. First thing, your character is going to be a lot more important. Speaking of night and day, if you'll notice, street lights, it's kind of dark. You see my shadow there? They have done a number with the graphics. It's not a huge step up, but it's noticeable. And the night-day cycle is welcome. I mean, I have to test out each individual zone, see what's they've got going on there, but it's nice. Let's go look at the Elemental Lords. Now these are going to be close to the same but slightly different. We, upon logging in, had to find our way back up through them to the top level of 16. And you'll notice there are different things you're not used to seeing here, right? So these are your Evo 1, 2, and 3s, which you all had. I'm happy to report, as of now, your problems with being Evo 1 shorted are gone. You're not going to be breaking down your 3s and 2s down into 1s. You're going to get so many 1s from running these levels of the Elemental Lords now, that problem's gone. Ixnay not even an issue anymore. Now another note, when I first logged in, I was trying to see how well my character as built on live servers would handle the new content. Pretty well, but I have a pretty end-game account. I was able to fight my way all the way up into 15 and 2-star it with my account just how it was built. So that gives you something. Now that I've actually gone and committed to Evo 8 plussing my Bloody Overlord, my Merlin, I'm really hitting up high, and I cleared 16 not a problem. You're probably asking yourself, what the heck is this right here, right? What is this soul power stuff? It's a whole new way of leveling up your phantoms. Alright, so you see my Bloody Overlord, I put some work in on this boy. Alright, for example, let's just take the Sea Conqueror. I was going to level her up. Right here. Obviously the coin is your money, your gold. But then this other currency is that soul power we were getting from various fights in the game, from our battle assistant runs, from our phantom abode runs, from story quests, from just all over the place. You're getting the soul power and you use it to level up your phantoms. So no longer are the days where you have to go grind mobs and put on those XP cards when you cash in your battle assistant runs, or feeding in other phantoms like the experienced phantoms. You don't have to feed those in anymore. So it's a nice change. Now, on that note of feeding phantoms, your skills, the menu to upgrade them looks a little bit different, right? You get to pick and choose which one you want to level up, and then it gives you a choice from either using skill phantoms or a duplicate. I don't have any unlocked duplicates to feed into that one, so this is what it looks like. Now, as you get up to finishing one of these off, the last one will require 2. So keep in mind, it's only a test right now. We'll see how that plays out when it actually launches. But as of now, it costs you 2 for the final level. Good news is you get to pick exactly where you want them to go. So if you know one of the abilities is more important to get done first, like fire combo, then you can put them right into there, get that done first. Now, you're probably wondering, what's with these phantoms here that have got the blue on the numbers? Well, let's take a look at that. See this here called resonance? Click that. This is a system that you may think is similar to other games like AFK Arena, Rage of Destiny, a few others, where your 4 to 5 highest level heroes, champions, phantoms, whatever you want to call them, go up into the top bar, and all your other slotted heroes are based on there, because the resources to level that many heroes or champions is just not there. So it automatically, when I first start, puts in my top phantoms, right? Then these slots here, click on the lock and you have to unlock them, right? These star coins here, plus random SS ones that you pick to spend, unlock those slots. When you first start unlocking them, it's 2 SS phantoms, and then gradually grows from there. The star coins, those are going to come from King Warren's missions and Phantom Abode. The reason this is so important is you're going to need a lot more variety of phantoms to do the new and improved towers. Right, so let's go to activities. The towers, we'll run down there. It's in the same place, same location, same NPC letting you get in, right? Enter the towers. So you've got your demon tower, right, which is now going to go up immensely. I've cleared a good amount in there. I need to push more. Then you see these other towers here. You've probably seen them in the previous update videos that I've done and others have done. But you've got all these different floors in these different elements, right? They're only open on certain days, as you see. Today, wind is open, so we're going to go into here, and you can actually set up rosters for each one of them. And see how the blue here? So I'll need to put in these phantoms. All right, then you can add in more if you want to, and then you run with that. Now, in these elemental towers, your main character, your summoner, will not be a part. It's solely based on the phantoms you put in there and the strategies how you build those teams, which is a nice change. All right, so let's let them do their thing for a minute. Obviously, I'm fighting level 60s. It should be a cakewalk, even though my secret dancer doesn't have any runes on her. I don't think. I have to check. And so then you'll just be able to keep climbing up and doing those, obtaining more resources like you see here, right? All these wonderful towers, so much more activities to do. And each one has its own leaderboard, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, there is so much to flip and do. The Demon Fortress, right, it's very similar. We had to re-fight our way. I haven't done that yet. I've been focused on other things. See all these other new types of runes in here, along with these other mats, which are used in the rune crafting. I have not done a lot of that yet. We're only in day 2. You see Ripper on here. You probably remember the previews talking about God of Death. Well, he's been renamed to Ripper as a phantom. We don't have access to him yet. It's supposedly we will be testing him soon. But that is now involved. Morgantor will come at a later date. Speaking of runes and farming the runes, let's talk about that for a second. If we go to our phantoms here, right, take a look at my runes. I haven't updated my runes on here. I've not gone crazy. I'll probably dig into that later tonight. This is your standard build for just crit damage, kicking ass. Well, if you look at Squall, right, it's a 2-piece crit damage, 20%. No longer a 4-piece. So I have 2 slots. I'm just wasting what I've got there. But look at the harvest. Harvest is no longer a 2-piece bonus, it's only 4, but it's crit rate and speed, right? Well, let's look at some other examples. I broke her runes, yeah, because I had Oppression on Puppeteer. I took Oppression off. Oppression's no longer going to be the meta on Pup, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But the sets are changed. A lot of the 4-piece sets are broken. The 2-piece bonuses are gone and now in 4 pieces. So yeah, I put this on because I'll show you here, I had on these wonderful arena runes, the Fireys. Well, they've changed to a 4-piece set now. The 2-piece set's gone. So in order to get that speed bonus, you're going to have to put 4 on there, but I don't think that's efficient. So I've switched to these haste runes just to get enough speed. And you're probably like, why did you go down to white and green? Well, it's all I had, and I'll also tell you why in just a moment. So your runes, you're going to have to rebuild most of that. Not a problem. There's a lot of variety, a lot of runes that are coming that you have to build that are going to be so much better. But the reason I changed those runes up is because they have gotten away with immunities to different effects and increased the importance of accuracy and resistance. But there was an initial bug, which we discovered early on in fights, is that your own phantoms were resisting your allies' buffs. So, for example, my clock, I'll post a little bit of a video here to show you, my astral clock was doing his attack bar increase for the team. Well, I've noticed that my puppeteer kept resisting that effect. And so that would desync my entire speed tuning of my teams, where she was not going first to lay down the AoE defense. And so then my Merlin would get going off, my Bloody Overlord would go off out of turn, and it would turn some battles that should have been easy wins into defeats, simply because the whole speed tuning was thrown off by that. So we brought it to their attention. They've agreed that that's going to be fixed. We're waiting on that to happen. But talking with Joey B, we're like, duh, remove the resistance rune, and then that problem mostly solved itself. Now, speaking of the speed tuning, since your character is more of a part of being the damage, a big part of that damage, changed it a little bit and given speed to where I wanted Puppeteer to go right after Clock, right? And then my main character, because Puppeteer has become more, her biggest role is now just AoE defense. I'm not so much worried about her damage as her going first, being fast, laying down the AoE defense. Because then how hard your character hits with that defense down is holy crap. A lot of the fights, Merlin and Bloody Overlord don't have to do anything unless I find something really hard. So it's been, Clock into Puppet, into my main character, then into Bloody Overlord, and Merlin if something's still alive. You're probably looking at my screen and saying, hey, what's that idle thing over there? It's not what I used to see. Well, let's take a look at that. There are now idle rewards. Now, this did not change the game to an AFK game at all. You sit around and don't play, yeah, this'll rack up for a 24-hour period and gives you a nice bulk of stuff, but this in no way compares to what you've been getting played in the game. So don't mistake this for an idle game. It's just a nice extra source of rewards. We'll go ahead and claim that. We like that, and it'll just start running again. Now, idle rewards, the only ones you're used to are these online rewards, where if you were online for every 5 minutes, you would get a reward. And then you're probably saying, well, what the heck are those keys? Let me show you. The Trove has been reworked into something interesting, but with catches. I'll tell you that. So the 10 diamond reset, the update, it's pretty cheap. You notice it says 6 days. Whenever you update that, this current lineup on there will stay for 6 days. Well, a week, basically. And you'll see your keys here. You can draw 1 time or 10 times for a cheaper price. You'll see where it says received here. The only 3 spots that will gray out once you've gotten them are the enchantment box, the epic book, and the top left, which is where very rare phantoms can come. Now, in our testing, we have confirmed there will be King Arthur's there, Zoe's there, Puppet's there, Bloody Overlord's there. All of the top phantoms you can get will be there, but so far it looks like, and we've petitioned them not to put the Ripper, aka God of Death, in there. Now, it's not like the old system of the Trove where you're going to get all these and eventually on the last roll you'll get this one, right? You're just guaranteed not to get these twice. But they gave us each 100 keys to test this with, and only one person got this phantom to happen. So we're talking to them about a pity system, as that's probably about a month or so worth of keys if you play diligently. to get that. Because we want to find that nice balance of not just giving away the top phantoms right out the bat, but also making it where it's actually a reward and not just RNG that you may never get. So keep in mind, this could change, but it's really cool. The story continues pretty much where we left off. You're in the tower talking to Haley and Sequins, and they're talking about the chalices. So there's more chalices to get, so that Morgantor can't get the power to, bring himself back into the world. And it takes us out into Fenrir, right? So it's nice to see that the story is continuing. Now, with my account, I hadn't done anything to it. I went straight into the story, and I got what I'm going to guess is about a third or more of the way through it. But eventually you come to a fight against this great big wolf, and he stops you in your tracks. You can get past him if you group up, or I went to see how much it took to Evo up to get past him, and it took me to get Bloody Overlord at Evo 8 +2, and then just changing things around a little bit, and I was able to manual the fight and get through it. Obviously, there's still some bugs. There's still those funny little translations that are just kind of like there. The syntax in the dialogue of the quests are just kind of awkward too. And some of the names of the quests are wrong. Like, it tells me to defeat the great big wolf, but right now I'm fighting these. The big wolf I actually beat several quests and fights ago. So there's still that. So there's a lot to work out. I've got to work on the runes. As you can see here, level 450, it's even higher than my character is, so I'm probably coming in a little bit under leveled, under geared a little bit. Now, let's talk about what's probably the biggest part of the content that people have been wanting to see, and that's Takmir's Palace, the new instance. All right, so let's go activity, team instance. Now, you don't have to beat the story to be able to go to Takmir's Palace. It's open, right? Like this beautiful new map here showing all the things. I really like it. So Takmir's Palace, you can see the different difficulties here, right? You can see the different tiers of gear, right? And as they keep going up, see Red Star, it's going to be the highest. Basically, several of us walked into hard, like higher standard, myself, a few others walked into hard and pretty much wiped the floor with it. As we were already built with no changes, just instantly wiped the floor. Like my whole team didn't get to go. Hell is going to be unlocked when you hit character 450. They're going to be opening this up, so even if people haven't gotten to that, we can test it out. Hell is a definite step up from hard, from everything I've been seeing. Now, that's not just the difficulties on this one dungeon. Let's go back and look at the other ones. Look at this. Every dungeon gets these new difficulties, right? It adds so much more to the game. Even Witch Swamp, the first one that some people even skip over, except for the one time you have to go through for story. Right? You can get red gear, but it's 2-star. Right? But look at the stats. Right? Those stats are higher than the gear you're probably coming into the game with. So everybody has something to do. Everybody has something accessible to them. I'm going to look forward to going through and trying these out just to get them. But see, look at this. 510. So it's like you're not going to be able to go straight into Incubus on Ghostfall and Takmir to get the pink 6-star. You may have to work your way up through the pink 3 stars and 4 stars to then go to get the red 2 stars and 3 stars. There's gonna be a whole new broadening and change to the progression of gear in the game, and I for one love it. Then let's take a look at the Blacksmith, because your reforging is going to look a little bit different. The stats you can get on the gear themselves is a bit different. Could change. Remember, I'm going to keep saying this. It's only a test. Everything you're seeing in these videos is subject to change. Alright, so here we are at the Blacksmith, okay? It's the upgrade, forging, reforge, meltdown. You're used to seeing all these except for forging. So let's take a look. What is it? Look at this. Now you've got the rarity of gear, right? And basically this right here is a great guide for you can tell what gear is better than what gear. It goes from least powerful up here down to most powerful, right? Now you want to see something crazy? Let's look at some stats. Let's say we want to craft the best gear in the game. Let's craft an axe, right? Let's pick this beautiful bastard. Look at that power. Look at that power. That is 2 million physical attack just from the weapon at base. at base, y'all. That's nuts. Obviously, it's going to take some serious grinding for this stuff, but you're going to be able to obtain the weapon you want, right? No longer just pure RNG. You may get it from drops, or you can sacrifice the different, melt down the stuff, get some of these from running the dungeons, and make your gear. So that's looking really, really nice. The game just got almost redesigned, but 10 times bigger in the amount of in-game grinding and customization you're going to do. It's crazy. I love it. I'm excited. Now, speaking of changes, let's look at the gear. So last thing I'm going to show you guys before we end this video, but the gear is changing. The sets are no longer the same of what they are. So go to my backpack here. Take a look at Jade set, right? Jade set was speed and crit damage for my team. Actually 10% damage for my team. But now it's turned to, you get character attack, and then basically you heal yourself on damage with the 6-piece set. Alright, what else do we have? Cavalier set. I've just picked these up from questing. Cavalier is now crit rate 8% for the character, and then physical attack and magic attack for the character, which is pretty good because your character's a way more significant source of your damage now. And then Dragon, right? Dragon used to be nobody touched Dragon, right? Character crit damage 25%, character crit rate 25%. Me likey. But yeah, so the sets are all changing. The runes are all changing, the new sets. So a lot of throwing it around, changing it around. Yeah, this update is going to be awesome. We're working on the bugs. We're talking in a private server, just throwing around ideas, things we found, suggestions. Enfair's really been involved with us, picking all this stuff up, giving it to the devs. They're responding. It's amazing. All the things we wanted the game to work, the way we wanted the developers to help us out with this game have been working, and it's really a breath of fresh air. It really makes our faith in the game have been worth it, sticking it out this long. I'm so happy the game's coming back. I cannot wait to get in and play with everyone in the update. I look forward to testing it more the rest of the week. We've got a few more days. Hopefully we can find some more bugs or experience some new things, get it all streamlined, perfected, and really deliver a quality game to you guys. I'm stoked. I don't know how else to put it. But so yeah, I'll be having a prep video coming out to show you guys what you need to do before the actual launch. And as always, see you in game.